Hey there, how are you? This is Ramon Rivas, and today I'm very excited to talk to you about a new product that's called buyerspro.com. And what that is going to do for you is it's going to help you in finding the right buyers for your deals. So let me show you what you get. With buyerspro.com, you can find, first of all, cash buyers, which for our system are basically corporations or trusts that purchase property in the area that you want within the last 12 months. You also get what we call the holders, and the holders are basically corporations or trusts that own property within that area. We also have what is called the out-of-state buyers, and the out-of-state buyers are all the buyers, including individuals, corporations, trusts, all the entities that purchase property in that area within the last 12 months and have a mailing address that is from outside the state of Florida. We also have what is called the out-of-state holders. The out-of-state holders are corporations or trusts that own property with a mailing address from outside of the state of Florida. So the holders are all the owners in that area. We do not limit them with the last 12 months of sales. We also have a list of international buyers, which are basically all the buyers that purchase property in that area within the last 12 months and that have a mailing address from outside of the country. So this includes individuals, corporations, trusts, all the buyers that purchase a property within the last 12 months and that they have a mailing address from outside of the country. And the last but not least is the international holders, which are basically just corporations or trusts that have a mailing address that is from outside of the country. So now that you know all the concepts, why don't we just go ahead and jump into buyerspro.com and I show you how the website works. So follow me. Okay, so we're in the website now. I already logged in, and as you can see, you have quite a few options to do your searches. You have the option of searching by address, city, or zip code, or you can also search by map. To start, I want to just show you how to do a search by map. So let's say that I want to find people that have purchased condominiums in the Brick Hill / downtown Miami area. So I'm going to zoom in my map here, and I'm going to get close to the area, say that I'm happy with that, and I'm going to use the polygon shape on this case. So I'm going to start drawing. I'm going to use I-95 as my boundary here, as well as 395. I'm gonna go out on the ocean, and now I want to include Brickell key, and I'm going to press the escape key on my keyboard to close the area. So I already have told the system that I want owners in that area. Now I have to make sure that my search is in the right county, so in this case Miami-Dade, and since I'm looking for condominium owners, I'm going to select property type as condo. Now I'm going to ask the system to bring all the buyers for me. Okay, so in here I get my first list, which is the cash buyers in the area. Just as a refresh, cash buyers are corporations or trusts that purchase property in that area within the last 12 months. As you can see, the format here is very simple. It gives me the quantity of properties or the amount of properties, the owner's name, and their mailing address. Now, let me expand this so that you can see. In this case, for example, these two look to be like the same owner, but their names were registered differently in public records. So apparently these people own about 131 properties in that area. Now, one of the things that I can do with my data is take it into an Excel database so that I can start my marketing. And in order for me to do that, I need to select the records that I want to export, in this case all of them, and I click on the Excel button. So this is what my Excel database looks like. You can see the same format, the amount of properties, the owner's name, and their mailing address. So that way I can now control my marketing from there. If I don't want to export the information to Excel, I get the option to also print the labels directly from the system. I do it by clicking on the labels button, and then it asks me for the label type. These are Avery compatible codes, so the 5160s are very common. Then here is the font size that I want to use on those labels, And here I get the option to send to the owner's mailing address or to the property's address. I'm going to keep the owner's. I'm going to center my text here on the label. And at the bottom I get the option to add the phrase current resident or to the label. So I'm going to say yes so you can see it. And I'm going to click apply. Okay, so now the system have generated my labels, and as you can see, my labels are just ready for printing. I don't have to do anything but just print them. But as an option, these labels are generated, as you can see there, on a PDF format file. So if you don't want to print it right now, you can just go ahead and save them into your computer and print them later. Another thing that you could get to do with this particular list is to create different filters. As I told you at the beginning, by default, the system will look for all the corporations and trusts that purchased property within the last 12 months in that area. But I can change that. Let's say that I want to go further back than 12 months. So I'm going to January 2010, January 1st, 2010. So now I have 684 results. When I click apply, the system will regenerate my list with the new buyers, and I go up to 2,287 records in that list, because now I'm going more than 12 months back. So that's the cash buyers list. We also get what is called the holders list, and basically the holders, just to refresh, are the corporations or trusts that own property in that area. As you can see, we have the same format as before, and we could do also export this information to Excel and print mailing labels. The total number here is 4,514 records. The next list that we have is the out-of-state buyers. The out-of-state buyers are all the buyers, individuals, corporations, and trusts that purchase property within the last 12 months in that area, and that are showing a mailing address that is from outside of the state of Florida. Again, the same format. We also have the out-of-state holders, which are basically the corporations or trusts that own property in that area and have a mailing address that's from outside of the state of Florida. We have 542 records in this list. The next list is the international buyers, and the international buyers are mainly all the buyers that purchase property in the last 12 months with a mailing address that is from outside the United States of America. And we have a total of 566 records on this list. And last but not least, we have the international holders, which are basically the corporations or trusts that own property in that area and have a mailing address from outside the United States of America. So the total results on this one is 114 records. And like as I told you before, all these lists are exportable to Excel or into printing mailing labels. Now let's go back to the search, and I want to show you a different type of search. So I'm going to reset my search, and now let's say that we're going to do a search by zip code. So I'm going to go ahead and look for properties that are located in 33033 in Miami-Dade that are single family homes. So I'm going to ask the system to bring all the buyers to me, and we are going to do something a little bit different here. If I double click on one of these buyers right here, the system is going to take me to the cash buyers details, which is going to show me the properties that the buyer owns in that area. So in this case, they own 2 different properties in that area. Now, if I click on the Analyze button, the system is going to give me the option to look for the properties that they purchased in cash in the last 12 months, or all the properties that they're holding in the county. Okay, and then I can do it by property type as well. So let's say that I want to know all the properties that this entity owns in the county. I'm going to click apply, and you can see that now my system went to 4 properties instead of 2, and it tells me basically the property's address for each of the properties. And I can go ahead and map all these properties, so they're very close to each other. So those are the basics of how the system works. It's really a very powerful tool. For more information, you can always go to buyerspro.com. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.